Close your eyes. No, do not be afraid. I am not going to deceive you. The deception has already occurred. A long time ago, the moment you were born, and they began to describe the world to you. They gave you words. They gave you images. They installed an operating system for your perception. And you came to believe that the interface you see is reality itself. My task is not to give you a new program. My task is to help you see the glitches in the old one. To begin the de-hypnosis session. Let us start with a simple test. A diagnostic of your interface. Look at this image. Children see 9 dolphins here. Adults see 2 lovers. Concentrate. Try, as an adult, to see the dolphins. It's difficult, isn't it? Your brain resists. The program, installed with age, prevents you from returning to your childhood perception. The image is one, but there are 2 realities. And you are locked inside yours. Another test. There are 4 lions under a tree. 1 leaves. How many are left? Your mind screams 3, but the correct answer is 4. The lion that left did not vanish from existence. It is still there. Your eyes do not see the world. They see what the program has commanded them to see. Your vision is a traitor. You went blind in childhood. And now, we will try to restore your sight. Gradually, open your eyes. Look out the window. You see trees. The program in your head immediately applies a label. Forest. This is a forest. You have walked in one. You know what it is. Now, let us run a diagnostic on this object. Why are all of your forests, even in pristine Siberia, no older than 200 years old? Where did the giants of the past, spoken of in all your myths, disappear to? A system error? Or was a cleanup of old files performed? Soviet biologists once performed a calculation. They analyzed the amount of frozen water at the poles and the excess carbon dioxide in the ocean. Their conclusions were shocking, and they were quickly archived. The calculations showed that 200 to 300 years ago, a global fire destroyed 99.9% of the planet's entire biosphere. Think about that number. Everything you see now, all the forests, animals, people, it is a single loaf of bread compared to the freight truck of life that existed before the fire. The ratio is 1 to 20,000. The myth of overpopulation they sell you is a cynical lie in the face of this fact. But it gets more interesting. The biologists tried to place this burned biomass onto the surface area of the continents. And they couldn't. There wasn't enough room. The theory was falling apart. Until an insight came. The virus in their consciousness, the program that says forest equals 30 meters tall, prevented them from seeing the obvious. If the biomass does not fit horizontally, then it must be placed vertically. And then the image of the true antediluvian world appeared before them, a world where the forests were of an unimaginable height. Look at these photographs, the barbaric logging of the sequoias in California at the end of the 19th century, the miraculously surviving remnants of that ancient world. The diameter of the stump is 3 times the height of a lumberjack. By the rule of proportion, The height of such a tree is over 100 meters, not 30, 100. This is the fairy tale forest from your childhood books, a forest that was once reality. Why was it destroyed? They will tell you it was for timber, a naive explanation. Trees are not just wood, they are information storage devices, a global neural network. Each ancient tree is a hard drive containing a full record of the planet's history. Any sensitive person could approach, touch the trunk, and download information about the past. This network was accessible to all, a global decentralized internet. That is precisely why they were destroyed, to erase the memory, to sever your connection with the past. Those who came after the fire could not allow you to have access to the old files. And what you call a forest today is a pathetic collection of 30-meter bushes, a stage set, a simulation, a desktop wallpaper hiding the truth from you. But even these 100-meter giants are a pale shadow of the true world. They are from the age of carbon-based life, and before them was another era, the era of silicone-based life. All your myths and legends speak of the living turning to stone. Paleontologists have filled your museums with fossils. But here again, you are being lied to. They tell you that organic matter can petrify, that a frog, instead of decaying, can turn into a boulder. This is an absurdity. A carbon-based body will never, under any circumstances, become silicon dioxide. This myth was invented to hide the truth of the silicon era. Now look at this. The Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona. They show you petrified trees scattered across the desert, transformed into gemstones, and the tourists admire their beauty. But they do not see the most important detail. These trees are tiny. Their diameter is incomparable even to the carbon-based sequoias. Why? Because these are not trees. These are twigs. Twigs from the true giant trees of the silicon era. Trees next to which a 100-meter sequoia is a mere matchstick. And while you are looking at the pretty stones, you are not noticing the background. But the entire secret lies in the background. You cannot see the face when you are face to face with it. Great things are seen from a distance. We have once again pressed our noses against something too large for our programmed perception. Let us change the viewing angle. Look at this photograph. Devil's Tower, Wyoming. The official version, it is the remnant of magmatic rock that solidified 200 million years ago. Billions of people believe that this is a mountain, but I maintain that this is a stump. The stump of a giant tree from the Silicon era. Look at its structure. Perfect hexagonal fibers, rising vertically, exactly the same as any plant under a microscope. This is not solidified magma. This is petrified wood fiber on a planetary scale. You are standing at the foot of a stump from a tree that was several kilometers high. That was a real forest, and everything else is just pathetic undergrowth in its ruins. Now, let us look down. Your program tells you beneath your feet is solid ground. Another lie. Your entire planet is riddled with tunnels, not at the level of basements, at depths of tens, hundreds of meters. Beneath every one of your ancient cities lies another, more ancient city. And beneath that, another, multi-leveled structures descending into the deep. When the asphalt collapses in your cities, you see windows and arches at a depth of 15 meters. The official explanation? Soil erosion. But builders do not construct basements with windows only to bury them in earth. The diggers, who are now being outlawed, know the truth. They are the only ones exploring these hidden levels, and what they find does not fit on the official map of the world. Branching tunnel networks that connect cities, even continents. Enormous halls and chambers. They tell you it is sewage or an abandoned subway. But these structures were built with technologies you do not possess. And they were on the surface, before they were buried, before the next system format.
So, how does one exit this collective trance? There is an awakening protocol, an archetype, the child, raised outside the system, the one who was never programmed, Mowgli. The Jungle Book is not a children's story. It is a deprogramming manual. The village is your system, school, society, the state, the place where they give you a name, a religion, a nationality, a fictional identity that you will spend your life defending. The place where you are taught to obey the teacher, the boss, the official. The jungle is true, chaotic, unstructured reality. Mowgli is the one who grew up in the jungle. He does not know your laws. It is impossible to impose upon him a belief in borders, in taxes, in military service. He is free from the initial program. He is a human being in his pure, unadulterated form. This is precisely why the system fears him. Shere Khan, the tiger, is not just an animal. He is the guardian of the system, the one who hunts all who try to leave the village. And the red flower, fire, is knowledge, technology, the one thing the guardian fears. The session is almost complete. I have not given you new answers. I have only pointed out the glitches in your program. The forest that is not a forest, the mountain that is a stump, the world beneath your feet that you do not see. The virus of doubt has now been planted in your system. The deprogramming process will continue long after this video ends. You will begin to notice other glitches, inconsistencies, lies. The main thing is, do not be afraid. There is no void behind the lie. Behind it, a door to the truth always opens. And now, open your eyes.